Welcome to Fishbowl Roulette. This is Sandra. This is my guest, Seth Gerlach, and we're going to be diving in. But first, for anybody who's just tuning in, Fishbowl Roulette is all about in the moment. It's all about experiences, your perspectives, and what we do here is we just pull random questions out of topic jars and we go for it, learning how other people think, what their experiences have been, life path, some funny moments. I'm sure I will make a mistake or 12, but we just kind of roll on with it. But before we get started with the fish bowls, I do want to introduce my guest, and I am going to do something that I have not done previously, which is I'm going to read his introduction because I think it's worth every word that's in it. So you guys have an understanding of who we get to spend time with today. As a teenager, Dr. Seth was chronically ill with symptoms like vertigo, migraines, severe anxiety, pain, brain fog, and GI issues. Just like millions of Americans, conventional medicine failed him. After being on 5 medications, in and out of the ER, and seeing over a dozen doctors without answers, he sought relief elsewhere, a more natural choice. He went to chiropractic school, then he fell in love with the life-changing possibilities of functional medicine. After losing 55 pounds, which is crazy, and getting off all of his medications, he is the healthiest he has ever been. Now his passion is sharing the healing and hope that is offered with natural and holistic care. He is the host of the Uncensored Truth podcast. He speaks on a range of topics from health corruption to functional medicine approaches to GI, autoimmune, mold and detox issues, and sees virtual and in-person health clients through his St. Louis clinic, Core Health. Dr. Seth loves to be outdoors, hiking, skiing, boating, and playing with his family. His mission is to help as many people as possible become free, healthy, and whole. Welcome, Dr. Seth.
Thank you, Sandra. Glad to be here.
He is also married to one of my most favorite humans, one that I consider to be almost like my first child. 18 years my junior, I used to babysit her, and she's still stuck with me. I just stayed with him a week ago. And I always love talking to Seth and learning a little bit more about him and functional medicine and why I'm always such a hot mess and he can't seem to do anything with me. But I bet out there we're...
You are a hot mess.
You married into a hot mess family. I don't know what to tell you.
No comment. No comment on the fishbowl roulette.
Smart. So, Seth, is there anything that you want to add before we start fishbowling?
I think that pretty much covers my bio and what I've kind of been through and how that cultivated, my career and how I help people. And that's what I get to do every day. So it's pretty cool that I had the opportunity to do that. Just coming, and it goes to, like, for a lot of people, you don't know how good you can feel until you felt really bad. And I did that early on in life. A lot of people don't do that till later in life. But somehow, luckily or unluckily, I got to experience that and then change the trajectory of my life. So that's what I try to help instill in other people. And just that hope that, hey, your body's self-healing. It can do all these amazing things. We just have to give it the right opportunity.
Let's put it in the right place. That is one thing. When I was reading your bio, I was thinking, because I remember when you went through this, how old were you when you lost the 55 pounds and really started feeling great? You were not old. You're not old now.
No, I mean, it started going downhill when I was like 13. But then through all the stuff, oh gosh, I started really healing probably like 22-ish, 21, 22-ish, something like that. After at least a dozen conventional docs, every single test known to man, CT scans, MRIs, ENGs, EEGs. I've been poked and prodded every way you can imagine, and every test came back normal. And
Normal.
So it's like, it must be all in your head. Here's all your antidepressants. Here's your muscle relaxers. We're just going to numb the crap out of you. And hopefully you can just kind of make it through life until you just kind of wither away and die. And that was essentially what they gave me, no hope. This is, you drew an unlucky card in life. This is your destiny. Good luck. We cannot help you.
Wow. I knew some of that, but that's pretty daunting to say the least. At that age, that's crazy. And now look at you. I mean, you're a healthy dude.
At me.
Now look at you. You're a healthy dude. You're a healthy, good-looking dude.
But the thing is with like conventional medicine, like Um, especially like here in America, it's great for like emergency care. We're really good at some stuff, like certain diagnostic tools, certain emergency care, surgery, stuff like that. We can crush. And kind of everything else in the in between, like, hey, I don't feel good, but I'm not quite dead. It's kind of like, I don't have anything for you there yet. You know? Can you wait till you're a little bit more dead? And then we can
Right.
figure.
No, I mean that's real. That I've witnessed that with some people in my own family. It's just like, well, this is just kind of par for the course. And I'm like, I don't, what happened to optimal, instead of just existing? So, okay. Are you ready for the fish bowls?
I don't know, am I?
I don't know either. I really want to add sound effects like the Jaws theme song. Is that possible?
Tommy, we can edit that.
Tom, great. Now I have a team of people who want to edit. Great. Okay. So I will, because you can't see the fish. Well, maybe, I don't know. Can the video see? I'm new at the video here too, people. So I don't know what is filmed or not. Okay. So we have real bowls. We have real bowls. And so you don't have to pick all of them. You get one pass, but we're going to pick as many as possible. So you've got hot topics, beliefs, wild card, guest bowl, which is built to you, and then warning, warning, Will Robinson, warning. Which one would you like to start with?
Um, let's start the easy one, the one that pertains to me, the guest.
Okay. Well, you think it's easy.
Seemingly easy.
Yeah, I mean, I know you, so you don't know what I put in here. Okay. Ooh. What is something you are afraid your son could inherit from you that is all about nurture over nature? Dun dun dun.
Oh man. So so many things. I would say, as I get older, I know the importance of having that space to breathe and like, good responses to things. So like having a good balanced nervous system. And, sometimes growing up, I didn't receive that. So, I can myself go into, a little more reactive things. And so I don't want
I think
Gus,
I
my
saw that at
kiddo.
dinner last week.
I know. I don't want Gus to pick up on it. This is something, it's it's always on my mind, always on my heart, and trying just to be really thoughtful of how I am in front of him as best I can. Many times I'm human and shit happens, and the days are long but that would probably be the biggest thing. How can I try to model that?
Okay, so go just a little bit. When you say you try to be thoughtful, you try to be considerate. And you were a kid who's reactive, as you know, I might be a little bit reactive myself. So I understand exactly what you're saying, but like, what does that look like to you? So give me like a Gus, I'll give you a Gus scenario. Since I know the kid, I'm going to give you a Gus scenario to what non-reactive look like. Hey dad, hey dad, hey dad, come on, we got to go play hockey. We got to go play hockey. We got to go play hockey. Hey dad, now I want to go outside. Hey dad, oh my God, now I fell on my head. Nope, I'm going to ride the bike out in the street. Like, not that he does all those things at once, but that's the kind of energy he can carry, right? Like that sort of like go, 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 go. Hysterical. He's the older he gets, the more fun I think that he is for sure. Um, what would non-reactive look like, and how does that play out so that he learns to model that?
Yeah, I think me just keeping my cool, breathing through that, and just being able to be there present and in love instead of like snapping on him, like, holy crap, get away
Yeah.
from me because I can't deal with you. Um, so that, like that type of stuff, how do I model calm? Um, because like you said, he can bounce around all over the place. So we're always trying to, what are ways to keep him towards this calm route and be able to kind of feel his emotions, but then breathe through them or take the time to walk around or do whatever to move that energy through him, so he is not as reactive and impulsive in these situations. So I would say that would be like, how do we do that? How do we model that? And
I
easier
think
said than done.
I think if you figure that out, most parents would buy your book. Because that is the challenge. Because the kids are changing all the time. So now we're having to realize, like, okay, wait, I just got myself to not react to that. And now we have a whole different thing that's happening. Now, how do I not react to that?
I mean, if you think about it too, like these kids growing up will be the first generation that's have only known technology and screens and all this stuff. So their level of impulsivity is already, higher. Everything's on demand, everything's right now, everything's at their fingertips. So it's like more of a challenge now than ever, I feel like, to break that. That's why I'm at least very conscious of like outside time, very, limiting screen time. We only have an iPad when we travel very long distances, um, because we don't want his brain to always be looking for that quick hit. Um, and how do we, solve problems without constant stimuli, essentially.
Yeah. I think that's the challenge. I actually sent Tori a podcast episode from that that's what it was about. The guy that was guest was talking about that. And honestly, listening to him was horrifying. I did not know that there are now baby carriages that have iPad holders in them.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Hmm. I was like, what? What?
And that's one hill that I would die on for sure. Like people, and parents just normalize it. And yes, there's a time and place for everything. I get it. But at some point you have to, be conscious of like what outcomes do you want in 10, 20 years for your kids? Yes, it's easy in the moment, but will it be harder in 10, 20 years for that kid? Most likely. Yeah.
Right.
For them to
Does
control their
does
emotions.
his school is his school textbooks or do they have laptops or iPads?
They have iPads like very rarely, almost all textbooks, and that's why we did like that approach. I'm all for limiting EMFs, limiting screen time, limiting all those exposures. So yes, if there is my way, I would have him be outside all day. There are some schools like that up here
Yep.
where you're literally out in the woods all day and just like learning hands-on stuff.
I mean, that'd be cool. He would probably respond really well to that.
Yeah.
I mean, he does like to be outside, so okay. All right, well, thank you. Do I get to pick? Can I just pick your bowl? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that. You pick a bowl. Morning. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Okay. What else do we have here?
Warning, beliefs, wild card, hot topics. Or I could pull another Seth question.
You do hot topics. We could try that, I guess.
All right, let's see what happens. Who is your least favorite politician? I'm just kidding. So many. Who can count?
Uh-huh.
Oh, what is your secret talent, Seth?
Oh gosh. I don't know if I have like a secret talent. I used to play golf a lot. I I used to be pretty decent at golf. Let's see. I've been like water skiing since I was 5 and wakeboarding and surfing and doing all those fun things. I played drums in a band in high school. That was fun. We came up to St. Louis and played at some concerts and stuff like that.
You did. Where'd you play?
Just like some random bars here in St. Louis. Honestly, I was like 17 and I don't even remember where these were. I probably had no business being in these places.
17 in a bar playing live music. What?
Yeah, pretty awesome.
That's
Those
funny.
are probably the ones that, yeah, somewhat of talents that I do have,
Which one do
that
you still? I know you still ski and wakeboard and do all of that. Do you still play the drums?
every once in a while. Well, like I still have a drum set in my basement. And
Oh
so
yeah,
every
that's
once in
right.
a while I'll play.
I don't think I've ever heard you play. I do think I've heard Gus beat the crap out of those things a time or two.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get Gus into it.
All right. I think beliefs. I think beliefs for you.
Sure, let's hit it.
And if I don't get the question I like, I'm just going to ask you the question that I want.
I figured, yeah. Expect
Welcome
nothing
to
less.
this is more on the roulette side of things than it is the fishbowl side of things. Oh, I don't like that one.
This is kind of a rigged game show
It
here.
is.
Yeah, okay.
It's
That's the whole point.
It's the hazard of having your friends on. So I'm like, I'd really like to know what they think about this. Um, if you had to drop, meaning you still believe it, but if you had to drop one core belief tomorrow, what would it be and how would it shake up your world?
If I had to get rid of one.
Yep.
So it's like
name 3 core beliefs.
yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is like a really deep. I'm trying to think about this. So, I'm really big on like keeping your word. And so it's like, in our clinic and things like that, always trying to like over promise for sure. So,
I think you mean over deliver.
yeah, over deliver. Gosh,
Don't over promise.
I know. You never over promise. You got to over deliver.
Exactly.
Um, oh my gosh. So like in our house, we have like rules that I'm thinking of for like Gus, and it's like, no cheating, no stealing, no lying, open communication. Gosh, what would be one that
Like if you just had, like you had to drop it. Like it's this or you're going the way of the dodo bird.
Jeez.
That's death to those of you who don't know what the dodo bird is. Extinction.
Are you aging yourself here?
Hey, I'm on camera. I think it's already out there.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, this is a really stumping question here. And
Because
this,
you don't want to drop one.
I know, like, huh.
All right, so let's just pretend you're not really going to drop it. If you had to drop expecting yourself to do what you said you would do and expecting others to do what they said that they would do, what does your life look like if that's gone?
Well, I guess it'd be kind of freeing in one aspect because, hey, screw it, you know?
That's good
And
perspective.
I know a lot of people that live that way, you know? And sometimes it is kind of like, wow, it'd be kind of freeing to live like that. I don't think I ever could just because the way I've been brought up, you know?
Yeah.
But I think whatever you do yourself is kind of the standards you attract in your life also. So I think once that would happen, I think I would attract other people that, don't keep their word with me. I think that's how the universe works, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
As within, so without. You attract what you are.
Yeah. Where do you stand on the science of manifesting? Like the neuroscience that everybody's sort of talking about.
Like Dr. Bruce Lipton and all that, and Joe Dispenza and
Mm-hmm.
all those guys. I think
Yeah.
it's 100% real, and essentially everything comes down to like vibration and frequency and energy, and thoughts are things. Thoughts have vibration and frequency, and those are the things you are emitting into the world. And essentially like attracts like. And yeah, the more you know negative thoughts, actions, words that you speak, that's essentially more of what you see or attract in your life. And then same thing, there's like the reticular activating system. Like you buy a red Jeep and then you see red Jeeps everywhere. It's like, oh, where'd those come from? I've never seen those before. They're all there. Your brain just wasn't in the pattern of recognizing that. So when you prime your brain, through the reticular activating system of things you focus on, that's what you will notice more of in the world. And then that becomes your world, your worldview, and then your day, your months, your years, essentially. So I think it's 100% true.
Yeah. It's kind of the more I've learned, I've always believed in that, like what you are, you attract what you are and you put out and you get back and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know that I really thought I didn't think of it as scientific. And now the more I'm like learning about things like that, I'm like, wait, this is real. And, like the other day I was talking to a friend and we were talking about podcast and the future. And I said, it's not the future. We're living it now. Like we've already stepped into it. And as opposed to like trying to push something off, whatever this path is already unfolding. It's already out there, right? I'm just walking it. That doesn't mean that it's not there in front of me. Anyway, that's my interpretation of the science. Follow the science, Seth.
Deep. Follow the science. Yeah, Dr. Bruce Lipton is really good on that subject, and he goes into it like in amazing depth, but it actually makes sense. So
I don't know him, but I will look him up. I do. Joe Dispenza is actually one of my favorites. His book, How to Break the Habit of Being Yourself, or whatever the title exactly is, literally changed the way I do things. Apparently I really needed to stop being myself. Seth's like, you're not doing it quick enough.
are you sure you read the book?
Did you get past the first 2 chapters? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes it's just enough. You know what I mean? So, okay. we're gonna go to the lightning round. I didn't tell you about the lightning round. You ready for the lightning round? I mean, actually, we could do.
I'm here.
You are here. You are here. Okay.
I'm kind of
Lightning
trapped.
round.
So
You are kind of trapped. I mean, you could just hang up on me. Like, have you ever, as a podcast host, have you ever had somebody just be like,
no,
"Yeah, I'm not
actually,
doing this anymore," and just get off?
Actually, now that you think of it.
Yeah, I haven't either. So don't be that guy. All right, you ready? Yeah, this is quick. All right, you get one for the rest of your life. Perfect labs or perfect sleep. Which one are you choosing?
Oh, labs was the first one?
Uh-huh.
Oh. Gosh, probably labs, because I think that would equate to a lot of other things.
Yeah, and you've also already learned how to live without sleep. What is harder to regulate, hormones or Gus?
Gus.
We should have Gus on. That would be a trip. That would be a trip.
It would.
Oh, okay. Then this is my own personal question. Why do functional doctors always talk about poop? Always.
Because the gut is kind of the epicenter of the body in how you digest all your nutrients, how you build your body. Your metabolism comes from your gut. Most of your immune system's in your gut. Most of the inflammation comes from your gut. So if you get that right and you have good poop, that equates to, hey, you're doing pretty good.
What is good poop? Might as well just go for it.
I would say a couple times a day, one long piece, not loose, not balls. This is stuff I talk about every day. So
I know you're so used to it.
Like,
I'm
oh my gosh.
My mother is in my head right now, and she is telling me to shut this conversation down.
Well, the thing is, most
keep
people,
going.
I've seen so many people that don't poop for like 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and they think it's normal just because that's what they've always done. But you should be going multiple times a day. That's the biggest thing, I think, for most people.
So it's just the strongest indicator of whether the body's functioning on any kind of optimal level.
Yep. And I do stool tests with people, and you can see, the good bacteria, the bad bacteria, the infections, how well you're digesting your food, the type of inflammation, are your hormones processing. You can get all that from your poop. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty cool. That's why y'all talk about it.
I've had patients send me, pictures of like when we do parasite cleanses and stuff, we see stuff come out in the toilet, and it's
come on. Is that real? Like wild. I see those videos, but I'm
100%.
like,
yeah, 100%. So I've seen so much of this now. It's crazy. So, but then I had one patient, they sent me a 3-minute long video of them with their toilet, with a plastic fork, like digging around, showing me everything. I said, I've seen a lot of this before, but that may have been a little too far.
Yeah, that's cringy. Although that's just cringy. They thought of it. They had the thought in their head. They went and got a fork, and then they did it and videoed it. There's a lot of steps along the way where they could have pivoted from that not, great decision. But I guess whatever. So, okay, Tori catches you stress eating. What is the snack?
Popcorn's my go-to. I don't sometimes, certain like, clean like kettle cooked chips with avocado oil and stuff like that. I don't splurge on a whole lot because if I stray a while from my diet, I don't feel the best. So it kind of keeps me in check.
Side note, did you ever add tomatoes back into your diet?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Yeah, I just remember that when you tried to add those after you eliminated all the stuff, that was like particularly one of the hardest ones.
Yeah, I do love chicken wings too. I love. That's a weakness of mine is chicken wings.
I don't like chicken wing. Okay, if Gus described you in one word today, right now, what would it be?
Hopefully fun. We have a lot of fun together. We have a lot of adventures.
You do have a lot of fun.
That's what I'd hope.
Yeah. What is one thing you believe every household should eliminate right now? Or maybe not. Maybe it's not maybe there's not something that's for everybody.
Any air fresheners? Any air fresheners you have in your home?
So my Glade plugins are bad.
Oh my God, yeah. Insanely toxic. I would say the easiest thing to get rid of. That and just like, like toxic candles and air fresheners, gotta go.
Oil diffusers are good though, right?
Yes.
Essential oils.
Yep. Like pure essential oils for sure.
Okay, well, I know what I'm getting rid of this evening. Okay, you have 60 seconds with every dad in America. What's one thing you would want to teach them?
Oh, man. I would say be the dad to your son that you wish you had had. I had a great dad though. Um, but be pa- patient as much as you can and listen to your kids so you kind of understand, what they need and how to guide them in the right direction. Um, I would be talking to them about health choices probably also. Like, hey, what they eat now is going to be what they're eating 20, 30, 40 years from now. Set them up right. And I think set your boys up or your kids up with skills that they can grow upon and build upon each year. So, slowly giving them, things to do or more um, responsibilities and things like that and help them make these decisions and build these skills together.
Foundational.
Foundation, that's what I think of all the time is like what kind of health foundation, what kind of resiliency foundation, nervous system foundation can you build? Because those first 7 years of life are so important, not just like scientifically for like their microbiome that sets for their life, but their subconscious programming for the rest of their life.
Right.
So whatever they see, touch, hear, experience, see those first 7 years of life becomes essentially their set point in terms of what relationships are, money, how is health easy or hard, all these different things. So
That's a lot.
it's a heavy load as a parent, to take that on and then try to instill the best possible things that you can. But it's so important.
It is so important. It is. You and Tori are both such great parents, and I always love being in your home and value that I get to hang out with you guys. But it's been really cool watching you both step into this. So I hope
Thanks. It's
that
a
the
learning
dads that are,
experience.
it is, I hope the dads that are listening, the moms that are listening heard all of that because it is a huge deal. Um, it's the foundation of our future as not just their future, it's our future.
Yeah. But I think
As a
too,
country.
it's he and I think kids are here also to help awaken us and help us heal our own shit. The things that we never healed and we never saw, and now I mean Gus is really good at this. Showing you, oh, you're still triggered here.
Oh,
Why
they're
why'd
mirrors.
you why'd you
They
raise your
are,
voice at me there?
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they are. I mean, both of mine, and I still get mirrored a lot, and sometimes hard to face, man. Just, it is, but it does give you that opportunity. So, well, thank you for being my first video guest
Yeah, it was great.
and helping figure this out. I hope you had fun. How can people find you if they are at a moment where they want to get their healthiest?
DrSethGerlach.com. There's a lot of info on there. I'm also on Instagram. Also, you can find me on there. I'm on my third account now. I've been kicked off a couple times, but
We didn't even get to talk about that.
yeah, that was my alter ego COVID days. We talked a little. We got a little too close to the sun, and they fried me a few times. So that's okay. But yeah, website, Instagram. That's where I hang out most. I talk a lot of health stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, you also have some pretty funny content videos too. So anybody who wants a good little laugh and while you learn something, I would say give them a like, a follow. So, well, thank you again. This was fun for me. I hope it was for you too. To everybody else out there, if you heard something, liked something, please feel free to drop us a review. I would love to hear from anybody who's got some questions that they might like to see go into the fish bowls. Share with a friend. As always, I hope if you were listening, you had some fun, learned something, and just felt a little more connected to the world. So, thanks. Until next time.